Sheikh El-Zakzaky departs Abuja for medical treatment in India. Troops in frontline mark Salah in northeast as Guinean leader Condé becomes Taliban in Dora Emirates cancel.
The state government have distributed site-treated nets to all the affected areas.
And yellow fever claim alive at a time Nigerian medical doctors in Canada offer to revamp the health sector. Good evening, Eid Mubarak. I'm Rhoda Anonam with Network News Tonight. We're broadcasting live from our studios here in Abuja, Nigeria. Also reading with me tonight from Lagos is Michael Olale. Let's get started from Abuja, where the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, IMN, Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, and his wife, Zinat, have left the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, for medical treatment in India. Emmanuel Ayimire was at the airport and now reports.
Sheikh El-Zakzaky's departure is in compliance with Kaduna High Court ruling, which granted him and his wife, Zinat, leave to travel to India for medical treatment. In compliance with that ruling, the State Security Service has allowed the two to travel to India for the said treatment. Although NTA could not get access to the IMN leader and his wife, the two left Abuja aboard an Emirate airline about 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time amidst tight security. Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky was arrested along his wife and many other members of his group in 2015 and charged for unlawful gathering, criminal conspiracy, and culpable homicide. From the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
As activities commemorating Eid al-Kabir, all the feast of sacrifice continues across the country. In Daura, Katsina State, President Alpha Condé of the Republic of Guinea has been conferred with the traditional title of Taliban Daura. The Emir of Daura, Farouk Umar Farouk, performed the turbaning ceremony on the visiting leader.
The turbaning ceremony took place at Padra Hausa in the Emir's palace. It was carried out by the two kingmakers of the emirate under the supervision of Alhaji Umar Farouk Umar, the Emir of Daura. The Guinean President Alpha Condé pledged to give all necessary support towards promoting the culture of Nigeria. The new traditional title holder, Taliban Daura, commended President Muhammadu Buhari for his commitment towards uplifting social living of Nigerian youths and women. Emir of Daura, Alhaji Umar Farouk Umar, said Daura Emirate Council decided to honor the celebrant on the ground of his good relationship with Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by Kaduna State Governor Aminu Bello Masari at the venue of the event, said the Taliban Daura title is an honor not only to President Alpha Condé but to the Nigerian president, and urges Nigerians to always preserve their cultures.
Most of their culture and traditions were destroyed, and our own have been preserved over time. And you could hear when he was advising and hoping that we will continue to maintain the culture and the tradition of our people.
We now take you to Sokoto State, where Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwa of Sokoto State has pledged to end the current security challenges in some parts of the state. The governor stated this while on a Salah homage to the Sultan of Sokoto at his palace. Abdurrahman Usman Jibrile reports.
Governor Amin Waziri Tambuwal said so far with the current dialogue and constant prayers, the current security challenges in the state has drastically reduced to the BRS minimum. He commended the joint security forces as well as religious and traditional leaders for their support and cooperation. ensuring a peaceful nation. Governor Tambol said currently the state government has developed an action plan that will guide the programs and policies of government in the development of the state. The governor called for sustained prayers and support for the growth and development of the state. Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, commended the state government and the northwestern states for their efforts towards curtailing the current security challenges. He restates commitment of the traditional and religious leaders towards putting their best in bringing an end to the security challenges across the country. The Sultan called on political leaders to have the fear of God and support the peace initiative of governments at all levels for peace and unity to be sustained. He assured of the Sultanate Council will to offer good advice toward strengthening unity, peace and love among Nigerians. In Sokoto, Abraham Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
The Muslim Ummah has been advised to avoid utterances or acts that are capable of causing disunity and threats to peace in Kaduna State. The advice is consequent of increasing spate of fake news and hate speeches that do not augur well for development. Abdul Salam Aminu has details.
The Emir of Zazzau and thousands of worshippers observed Eid al-Kabir prayer at the Emirate Eid ground. The prayer was led by Chief Imam of Zazzau. The Imam enjoined the public to work towards promoting peace through guarding their utterances and avoid hate speech.
Everyone should do what is right, abstain from what is wrong.
The Emir rode back to his palace in a colorful display of culture. In his Salah message, the Emir of Zazzau Alhaji Shehu Idris called on the people to work hard towards building a strong and peaceful society. In Zaria, Mudassir Aliyu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Etsunupe Yahya Abubakar has asked the people of the area to complement government's effort in tackling security challenges by being more security conscious. The advice was contained in his Salah message in Bidda. Jones Ajayi reports.
Upon the arrival of the Etsunupe Alhaji Yahya Abubakar to the Eid prayer ground, the chief imam of Bidda, Sheikh Adamu Yakatu, led the congregation in the 2-rakat prayer.
Allahu Akbar.
Sheikh Adamu Yakatu prayed for peace in the nation as well as God's guidance and wisdom for those at the helm of affairs and specifically for President Muhammadu Buhari. Etsunupe Alhaji Yahya Abubakar appreciated the Almighty for witnessing the day in good health. He called on the people of his emirate to be security conscious at all times and implored them to be ready to embrace the community policing initiative when the time comes. This, the monarch emphasized, will go a long way in checking the spate of banditry and kidnapping in the society.
So this special concept, there will be people knowing who know what they are doing, who can identify who is a stranger and who is a visitor.
The sacrificial ram was then slaughtered, which signifies other faithful can go to their various homes to perform similar thing for those who can afford it. Jones Ajayi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigerians have been urged to uphold the virtues of their religious teachings and pursue peaceful coexistence to foster growth and stability in the country. Ololade Alayaki reports.
Eid al-Kabir commemorates the festival of sacrifice in honor of the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to Allah's command. Guests on the program believe religious re-education of Nigerians will engender peace and better understanding.
Muslims and Christians, let's live together as one family. Let's talk together as one family. Let's live together as if we are born and bred from the same home. And that's how it's supposed to be.
As a Catholic priest, what should qualify you to be my friend is not because we are Christian, but because we share the same humanity. That should be the common factor.
They also called for patriotism among all political office holders and citizens to ensure a better country.
There is a very important paradigm shift from the bad narrative to the positive narrative in this country, and I think that is the only way that we can have achievable, or we can have the desired development in this country.
Building the bridge between what we are bound spiritually, the lessons we've learned from the holy books, the Quran and the Bible, because we are indeed a deeply religious nation, and indeed being guided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to do right unto God, unto man, in a way that is fair, in a way that is equitable, in a way that is indeed just, because that is what these two religions preach.
Nigerians were equally advised to learn from the lessons of the celebration in Abuja. Ololade Alayaki, NTA News.
We turn our attention now to security, as Chief of the Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar has advised officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force not to be distracted by fake news on the social media. Chief of Air Staff gave the advice in Yola at a Sala lunch organized to honor officers and men of 153 Base Service Group of the Nigerian Air Force. Simon Asha reports.
It has been a trend. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, especially during festivities, to dine and wine with officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force who could not celebrate the occasion with their families due to their relentless effort in safeguarding the nation. What informed his visit to 153 Base Service Group Yola was to make merry with the officers in line of duty, thereby giving them a sense of belonging.
Yes, it is true other challenges have emerged, such as banditry. But even the banditry, we are making substantial progress. And I think that is why I felt that it's necessary for us to take time out to come and encourage our officers and men here.
Governor Ahmadu Umar Fintiri of Adamawa State, among other dignitaries, also stood to be counted in the Eid al-Kabir Salah celebration with the officers.
From the year 2020, whether you are a citizen or an indigent or non-indigent in Adamawa State, so long as you are schooling here, we will make sure we pay your NECO and WAEC fees.
The Chief of Air Staff has since left Yola for other engagements in the country. In Yola, Simon Asha, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force says intensive airstrikes being conducted under Operation Green Sweep 3 have yielded more success, including the decimation of a major tactical base of Boko Haram terrorists and neutralization of scores of their fighters at Isa on the fringes of Sambisa Forest in Borno State. In a statement by the NAV Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ibukunle Daramola, the airstrikes force of Operation Lafia executed the operation on 9 August 2019. The location was designated for attack after a series of intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance mission established that the location was being used as a staging area from where the Boko Haram elements launched their attack. Following this confirmation, the ATF scrambled 3 Alpha jet aircraft to attack the location, with the timing synchronized to inflict maximum damage and mortality on the terrorist. As a result, there was massive devastation on the affected target, while scores of terrorists were killed in the process. The NAV, operating in concert with surface forces, will sustain its effort to completely destroy all remnants of the terrorists in the northeast. NAV says, along with surface forces, it will sustain efforts to completely destroy all remnants in that area. You're watching the Network News. We have more stories ahead. Stay with us.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
more of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
Barakat Sala from the Federal Road Safety Commission.
The Federal Road Safety Corps appreciates the continuous support being received from the motoring public. Road traffic crashes are trending down, and concerted effort is being made by the government to improve on road safety management. As celebration approaches, it is expected that road users will undertake trips to visit families and loved ones. The Corps encourages you to conduct vehicle safety checks before embarking on your trip. Avoid night journeys, use your seat belts, avoid overloading and driving above prescribed speed limits. Comply with road traffic laws and regulations. Prevention is always the best approach to avoid road traffic crashes and injuries. I implore you all to please partner with FRSA to reduce road traffic crashes on our highways. Drive to save a life. I wish you all happy celebrations.
Now me I go ask and say, why all of us go pay 100,000 naira? Say your husband, he want do 70th birthday. She now all of us marry them together. When her mama die, she collects money. Her papa die, she collects money. Her mama die, she collects. You remember when she talked, say she wanted her mama dead body. Mama, you too talk. Now you be glad when they dash me credit anyhow. Imagine, 40-year-old dead body. Why they laugh now? Now try to bring your money. Mama, no laugh. Not be you, Jare. Now some apropos customer there when they know they mind their own business. Whoa, I never even begin to give you her gist.
Glow and Maple. Get 5 times your recharge to call all networks. Recharge with *555*PIN#.
Make I sell my market finish first, eh? I will call you back. Oh.
Glow Unlimited.
Bayes University is a fully licensed university operating since 2011 and has grown to have 32 accredited programs in 6 faculties. This includes computer and applied sciences, management and social sciences, engineering, environmental sciences, law, and basic medical sciences. The university also offers postgraduate programs and foundation courses in a conducive learning environment with modern teaching facilities and high-quality national and international staff. Bayes University graduates have either progressed into respectable career positions or have obtained postgraduate degrees from different parts of the world with distinctions. Call or visit www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng. Bayes University, Abuja. Learn to live.
Ronaldo na the highest goal. Ronaldo na the highest champion. See me on the second. If you check with, if you look at it like this.
Mini-me, boom! Mini-me, taste the fun.
Does Pick now have Pick 456?
Yes, Mom. It's for Bella.
Why does she have her own milk?
Mama, she's still growing, especially her brain. She needs the right nutrients to help her grow strong and smart.
90% of brain development happens in the first 5 years of life. Like plants need certain nutrients to grow, kids need the right nutrients to grow up strong and smart. Peak 456 with DHA is specially formulated for children 4 to 6 years old to support brain development. Get them ready for what's ahead with Peak 456 with DHA to help them grow up strong and smart.
Now available in new pack and 16-gram sachet.
Keep your white fabrics glowing whiter, your home sparkling and free from germs with Hypo. Make a dazzling impression every time and let your white speak for you.
My wife. Any other wife is a counterfeit. Oh, Mama.
Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Now available in Lime Breeze.
Data is oxygen. Glow 4G, the new speed of life. Your number one 4G network nationwide. The very best from Glow, the grandmasters of data.
You're welcome back, and if you've just joined us, you're watching the Network News. We're broadcasting live from Abuja. The traditional Hawandochi Durbar in Kano was observed in a peaceful atmosphere with the President of Guinea, Alpha Condé, and Governor Abdoulaye Umar Ganduje and top government functionaries in attendance. Mohammed Rabi Ali reports that the Emir, Mohammed Sanusi II, maintained tradition of riding a she camel for the 2019 Durbar.
These are signs and sound of the long-age Hawandoshi Durbar in Kano, which usually comes a day after Salah celebration. It is a tradition for governor to pay homage to the emir. This time around, visitor to President Muhammad Buhari, President Alpha Condé of Guinea, was among thousands of people that witnessed the colorful Durbar. Traditional title holders marched to the southern gate arena with colorful and well-dressed horses in procession. The uniqueness of 2019 Hawandoshi Durbar, among other Durbars, was the presence of Guinean President Alpha Condé and spectacular display by horse riders. Emir Muhammad Sanusi II observed his 6th Hawandoshi Durbar on a she camel, a tradition his grandfather was known for.
Mais aussi me rendre compte de respect de la tradition au niveau des Hausa des peuples depuis des siècles que la colonisation n'a pas pu détruire.
God, so kind, we are having him today. He's going to spend one night here in Kano, and we have taken him here so that he can enjoy the Durbar with us.
It's an event not to be missed. We need to be part of it always.
The gunners were on ground to do best. Mohammed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
And soldiers in the front line of Boko Haram celebrated the 2019 Eid al-Kabir in grand style. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa specifically reports on how the wounded soldiers and officers of Operation Lafia Dole receiving treatment at the 7th Division Medical Services Maiduguri, Borno State marked the event.
Sergeant Musa Abdullahi is among troops in a festive mood at the 7th Division Medical Center, Maiduguri. This is a gathering of soldiers and officers, devoid of the usual military regimentation. Here, it is the officers that are serving food to soldiers, marking the Salah celebration. To the representative of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai,
celebrate with you.
This long-standing tradition is a way of honoring troops in the theater, fighting to secure Nigeria and Nigerians.
Our commitments to our collective peace and security, as well as the stability of Nigeria, remains resolute and unshaken.
Though wounded, they are not deterred as they express their determination to return to the battlefield.
The way I'm seeing things were going smoothly, the operation is going smoothly now. By God's grace, by this year, Boko Haram is going to turn to a story by God's grace.
And my family, they're doing fine. I even called them, I greeted them, and they celebrate Salah very fine.
We want to have our feet on so that we can go back to the theater of operation.
Our camera lens also captured patients at the recreational and physiotherapy center, recovering and hoping the counter-insurgency ends soon. From Maiduguri, Borno State, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And in other news, President Muhammadu Buhari has sent warm greetings to the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of Oriental Energy Resources, Muhammadu Indimi, on his 72nd birthday, praying for more grace of good health and strength. In a statement by Garba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, President Buhari joins all family members, friends and business associates of the consummate businessman in celebrating celebrating the auspicious occasion, which falls within the Eid al-Kabir season. The president congratulates Ndimi for a life of purpose, sacrifice and love for humanity. The president underscores the hard work, discipline and focus that has culminated in building the Ndimi business empire and commends his patriotism for investing heavily in human capacity and promotion of Nigerian brand to the global business community. President Buhari wishes the businessman long life, peace and joy. President Buhari will always appreciate those who bring honor to the country, particularly in the areas of scholarship and lofty endeavors. In a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the President believes that the recent election of foremost mass communication lecturer, Professor Ralph A. Akinfeleye into the world of Journalism Education Council makes him the first African to achieve such feat. President Buhari notes that the election of the University of Lagos Dawn in Paris, France last week hoists Nigeria's flag proudly once again in international arena, urging Professor Akinfeleye to serve diligently in 3 years' term in which he would represent not only Nigeria but the entire African continent. More than 600 participants from 70 countries participated in the World Journalism Education Congress, where Professor Akinfeleye was elected. Now, Plateau State Governor and Chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, Simon Lalong, has congratulated the pioneer National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Chief John Odigye Oyegun, on his 80th birthday, describing him as a politician whose life and conduct has always been about the people. In a statement by the Director of Press Officer to the Plateau State Governor, Makut Simon Macham, the Governor's Office, Governor Lalong, described Chief Oyegun as an exceptional politician, civil servant, patriot and nationalist who has served as a role model to many in the course of the service to Nigeria. Now let's turn our attention to health matters as the Canadian Association of Nigerian Physicians and Dentists, CAMPAD, is working with the Federal Ministry of Health and relevant agencies in Nigeria to revamp the health sector. Joe Osiago reports the members of the association at its annual convention in British Columbia, Canada, applauded the process of restructuring foreign medical missions in the country.
Many Nigerians in the diaspora.
Dr. Modupetunde Byers is an assistant professor of obstetrics and gynecology at the Faculty of Medicine, University of Toronto. She is an active member of the Canadian Association of Nigerian Physicians and Dentists, CAMPAD, a voluntary medical professional organization. Apart from networking with Nigerian health professionals in Canada, she enjoys some professional benefits such as partnerships and liaison opportunities with Nigeria and the African continent, courtesy CAMPAD.
I went to Nigeria, specifically to Kogi State 2 years ago, even though I do not come from that area. Going there gave me a sense of pride and also to give back to my country.
Over the last 18 years, CAMPAD and similar organizations in the United States, Britain, and Germany tried to engage the federal and state ministries of health in Nigeria to shape health policies. Today, they have a seat at the table in the Federal Ministry of Health, and they're working in collaboration with the Nigerian Medical Association to transform the health sector.
We are engaging continually in the process of improving healthcare in Nigeria through skills transfer, education, and mission work.
I was in Nigeria recently in June, and I did a bilateral total knee, replacement. So I would tell our people here that these things are possible, that the systems in Nigeria are improving.
Dr. Modupetunde Byers is optimistic that change is coming to the health sector in Nigeria. In Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, Joy Osiago, NTA News.
And still talking health, the Ebonyi State Ministry of Health has confirmed the death of one person from a yellow fever outbreak in Ndugele village in Izi Council area. Nekauko has to report.
Although it is being reported in some sections of the media that no fewer than 16 persons have died from the outbreak, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Daniel Umezurike, dismissed the claim, insisting that only one death has so far been confirmed out of the 9 reported cases, of which 1 person has been treated and discharged, while the rest are currently receiving treatment at Ndungele Health Center, General Hospital Iboko, and Abakaliki.
The only one that I can tell you authoritatively that was confirmed is one. Confirmed laboratory-wise and clinically wise.
To contain further spread of the disease and limit its impact, the State Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, and the World Health Organization, WHO, initiated what it calls 3-level response, comprising active case management, active case search, and prevention.
Already we've notified the WHO and the NCDC. We are expecting at least 3 million doses of vaccine.
We have strengthened surveillance. We have strengthened routine immunization. The state government have distributed synthesized-treated nets to all the affected areas.
Yellow fever is an acute viral hemorrhagic disease transmitted by infected Aedes mosquitoes. In Abakaliki, Neka Oko, NTA News.
This is Network News. For more news, let's join Michael Olaleye in Lagos.
Thank you, Rhoda, and welcome to Lagos. Education is a developmental multiplier and plays an important role in accelerating progress in all these 17 Sustainable Development Goals. As the celebration of the 2019 edition of the International Youth Day in Lagos, the United Nations advocates significant transformation on the education system to make it more accessible to the youth and the physically challenged. Adiola Omokivi has details.
Adefala Laba and Ejiro Sharon Okoti are physically challenged. Speaking on transforming education, they shared some of the difficulties they face as a result of their disability, but they are forward-looking and hopeful of a better life.
And we need to, start working our talk by making sure that we create systems that are actually, effective, and people with disabilities and other vulnerable groups are actually benefiting from.
Is there no excuse concerning disability?
They appeal to government and other stakeholders to promote inclusive education for all to enable the youth to be useful to themselves and the society. Representative of the United Nations Secretary General said the United Nations over the years has embarked on a series of interventions to transform Africa through education for the youth population to make them national assets rather than liability.
As countries, as individuals, as local governments, as leaders, let us look at the issue of education for our young people. What kind of skills do they have? Are they skills that will enable them to compete in the global environment?
Various topics which dwelt on technology growth and impact, business strategies and development indices such as climate change and environment, peace building, gender equality, among others, were discussed. The consensus of participants was that education today should combine knowledge, life skills, and critical thinking. The 12th of August has been celebrated by the United Nations as the International Youth Day for the past 20 years. In Lagos, Adeola Omokivi, NTA News.
Nigerians have been admonished to refrain from acts capable of threatening national security. This was at a forum organized by Voice of Reason, a Yoruba non-governmental organization in Lagos. Paul Omukago reports.
In view of recent developments bordering on national security, Olufemi Adekoke sued for peace among ethno-religious lines in order to forestall anarchy, while commending the efforts of the government at successfully reducing the spate of kidnappings and other forms of criminality across Nigeria. Adekoke urged the federal government to intensify efforts in provision of adequate power supply and employment generation.
We urge that everything possible be done to enhance the welfare and combat efficiency of our brave members of the armed forces who are fighting terrorists on different battlefronts. The nation must acknowledge their endeavor and sacrifice at all times.
Some prominent Nigerians share the same perspective.
Promoting unity of all Nigerians, allowing freedom of speech, allowing freedom of worship, allowing freedom of development.
Can sit down and discuss Nigeria and take this country forward.
Voice of Reason organization was inaugurated in 1983 to advocate human rights for all people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. In Lagos, Paul Omukagu, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
You know, from day one, Globe makes life easier. They brought us per second billing, unbelievable data packages, and even an optic fiber cable to make sure we optimize. There are two things in our lives we depend on: the communication and information, voice and data. Whether you sell, buy, learn, teach, serve, or lead, it really comes down to those two things: voice or data. Today's world is all about you. You want what you want, how you want it, and Glow delivers. The freedom to use voice and data the way you like on every recharge. Easy.
Glow Yakata, the heavyweight voice and data plan. Recharge from 100 Naira and get a minimum 500 Naira. Networks plus up to 6 gigabytes of data to browse, chit-chat, WhatsApp and more. Dial *230# or buy your Glow SIM. Glow Unlimited.
Here is a very tough guy who knocks out every opponent. But now he's been knocked down by malaria.
Amatem Soft Gel.
Amatem Soft Gel.
Amatem Soft Gel makes treating malaria easy.
Daddy, when I had malaria in school, they gave me Amatem Soft Gel. It's soft and easy to swallow.
Amatem Soft Gel is a game changer.
Oh my God!
Oh! The opponent is down only in round 1.
Ayua, Amatem for Soft Gel are good to combat malaria for body.
Available for adults and children. Say no to malaria. Yes to life.
Are you aware that your perfect family may be under threat by germs? Germs can cause infectious diseases like diarrhea, typhoid, and flu. These infectious diseases are amongst the biggest killers of adults and children. In Nigeria, tens of thousands of children under the age of 5 have died due to diarrhea caused by germs, which could easily have been prevented. These illness-causing germs are everywhere. Dirty surfaces, on cuts and wounds, on your clothes, in unclean bathing water. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 capsule. For surface cleaning, for first aid, for your laundry, in your bathing water, and to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol sure.
Celebrating something? Won't have it any other way. Moments will feel joy. Been lost in the moment, the freedom. You will find that's what's celebrating. Bring your moments alive. Find your satisfaction in the nourishing, trending, sparkling Valletta.
Valletta sparkling fruit drink. Celebrate every moment.
In Nigeria, there is one sound we need to silence. So let's silence toothache before it starts with Oral-B All-Round Protection. Its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection. Because the only sound we really want to hear is that of our future. For healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week.
You're welcome back, and if you just joined us, it's still Network News. On Business News tonight, prices of perishable food items increased slightly as financial markets in Nigeria closed for Eid al-Kabir holiday. Now, Muklang Dakok joins me live here in the studio. Muklang, it's good to see you. It's public holiday. How the market's doing? And, you know, there seemed to be a slight increase in the price of perishable goods. Why?
Okay. Yeah, you know, because of the public holiday, there's high demand. So naturally, there will be slight increase in the prices of food items. But generally, the market is at low ebb this Salah. So talking about markets, prices of commodities remain stable during the Salah holiday, except few food items like rice and vegetable oil, which changed slightly, while pepper increased marginally.
Before, that tomato very cost. Now it's gone down. Now it's basket and tomatoes 1,500. Tatasai 2,000 naira belas. Pepe 2,500 because you go off now. Only is 1,000. I see 800 I collect.
And with that, we bring you a graphic price chart of some commodities on the domestic market. Now, as the Eid celebration continues, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is again advising Nigerians to desist from investing in schemes that are not registered to carry out fund management functions. Acting Director General of the Commission, Mary Uduk, gave the advice at the weekend in the face of various unregistered schemes, luring unsuspecting Nigerians with unreasonable returns. Uduk enjoined investors to be wary of any investment that proposes return levels that are unreasonably high, and to always cross-check such fund managers and whether their products are registered with the Commission. And on the global scene, the trade war with China is having a greater effect on the U.S. economy than expected, and the risk of recession is rising. This is coming from Goldman Sachs Group. Goldman analysts said a trade deal between the U.S. and China is no longer expected before the 2020 presidential election, saying that the trade war is weighing down the economy. And that's business news. Rhoda.
Well, thank you, Muplang, for an update there. I do hope that you enjoy the holiday.
Same to you.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's join our Benin Network Center, where we have Ogochukwu Ona for more reports.
For joining us, Rhoda. In order to come up with a state action plan that will help deal with the major development blockades in governance, such as lack of openness, transparency, and accountability, the key players in the Open Government Partnership, Edo State, have participated in a 3-day retreat. Ifeoma Okafor has details.
Nigeria is one of the 76 countries that has embraced the Open Government Partnership Initiative. Edo State is found to be the first in South Nigeria that has keyed into it. To promote transparency, accountability, citizen participation in governance, and also for deepening of democracy, key players from the government, non-governmental organizations, civil society groups, faith-based organizations, and the private sector in Edo State gathered in this hall to pursue the thrust of open government partnership programs.
What we were doing was putting together a solid foundation, and the foundation is what has led to this particular meeting.
We will work together in the next 2 years to implement whatever we agreed on.
You are telling us that you are transparent. You will open your book for every citizen to constructively criticize and ensure they have the best at the end of the day.
This will make the people to appreciate what government is doing.
It is expected that the action plan drafted at the end of the 3-day retreat by OGP will be assented as a working document for inclusive governance. In Benin, Ifeoma Okafor, NTA News.
The Benin monarch, His Royal Majesty Obayeware II, has charged Muslims to continue to imbibe the virtues of obedience and selflessness as enshrined in the Islamic injunction. The Oba stated this when members of the Muslim community in Benin paid him a Salah visit in his palace. Adubeji Ojegba has the report.
The monarch called for continuous prayer for the leaders of the nation and for God to grant them the desired wisdom and strength to steer the nation on the path of peace. He urged Muslim faithful not to relent in their prayers for the kingdom, state, and nation.
I want you to be peaceful and extend hands of fellowship to all, irrespective of religious backgrounds.
The chief imam, Sheikh Abdul Fattah Enabulele, who led Muslim faithful to the royal palace, prayed for the royal household, the state, and the nation. It is customary for Muslim faithful in the state to pay homage to the Benin monarch during Eid celebration. In Benin, Adubeji Ojegba, NTA News.
And the news continues in Abuja. Rhoda, it's back to you.
Thank you, Ogochukwu, there for us in Benin. Now moving to other stories, the Nasarawa state government is diversifying revenue sources towards meeting the people's expectation and massive infrastructural development and improving their social well-being. Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports on the new focus.
The state government is highly determined to improve its revenue base to meet critical needs of the people and will not relent in grabbing offers for enhanced revenue collection. Governor Abdullahi Sule says people of the state should cultivate the positive habit of consistently paying taxes.
This tribunal is not only about passing judgments on issues related to tax, but it's on encouraging other taxpayers to follow the process and to be educated and to understand the importance of tax payment.
Officials of the Tax Appeal Tribunal say the organization, which is empowered by an act, will continue to identify taxpayers and their status in meeting basic tax conditions and enforcing compliance where necessary. In Lafia, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Now, indigenous language is unique to a people's identity as it conveys their cultural heritage as well as advanced cultural values and tradition. To prevent indigenous languages in Nigeria from going into extinction, the National Institute for Cultural Orientation organized a lecture to preserve indigenous languages. Adebola Ogunlana has details.
Our research revealed that about 527 different local languages are spoken across 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria, but only 84 of them are still in use till date, while other languages are on the verge of extinction. National Institutes for Cultural Orientation organized a 6-week lecture for people within 2 division cantonments in Ibadan to maintain national cohesion.
My name is, I will speak it in Igbo. Aambu Lolo Omolola Adebayo.
From my language, Hausa, I can now communicate in Igbo and at least in Yoruba. Orúkọ mi ni Adamu Mustafa.
I learned the Yoruba national anthem. That national anthem said,
The organizers are of the opinion that if a language is lost, the people are lost.
If in the barracks, the members of the people in each barracks understand each other's language, there will be good neighborliness and then there will be unity in the country and then peace will come.
They therefore urge governments at all levels to give Nigeria's indigenous language a boost as a way of preserving such languages from disappearing. In Ibadan, Adebola Ogunlana, NTA News.
You're watching the Network News on the NTA. We'll take a short break. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Peace building and the lessons of Eid al-Kabir celebration. This is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. The program every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. promises to be educative and incisive. Don't miss it.
Ever since he could hold the bat, Charles wanted to play like his big brother. Victor had skills that matched the best in the land. Never mind, little brother. Drink your Dano milk and keep practicing. So that is what he did. And step by step, glass by glass, the boy grew in spirit and strength. Drink your Dano milk and be strong.
Also available in Dano Cool Cow, Dano Slim, and Dano Flavored Milk. Choose Dano. Choose goodness.
With heavy hearts but total submission to the will of God Almighty, we announce the passing on to glory of our beloved brother, husband, father, uncle, cousin, and nephew, Akinloye Olusegun Joseph Oyebanji, who slept in the Lord on July 27, 2019. Burial arrangements: Christian wake on August 15 at Akinloye's residence, Kionigbi, Isin local government area of Kwara State, at 5 p.m. Funeral service and Thanksgiving held on August 16 at All Saints Anglican Church, p.m. before interment at the church spirit ground at Okionigbi in Kwara State. Rest in peace, Akinloye Oyebanji. Signed, Olubunmi Oyebanji, for the family.
Thank you for being there. And in sports, Olumide Oguntola reports that Nigeria's Aruna Kadri retains its title at the 2019 ITTF Challenge Nigeria Open in Lagos to equal Omar Assad of Egypt's record. On a solemn note, President Muhammadu Buhari has condoled with the family, friends and relations, as well as the diplomatic community in the passing on of Dr. Abiodun Nathaniel Olorunfemi, former ambassador of Nigeria to Namibia. A statement by Special Advisor to the President on Media, Femi Adesina. The President described the demise of former ambassador as a great loss to Nigeria, as the departed had unique records of successfully turning around many parastatals and businesses that were hitherto underperforming. President Buhari recalls that Dr. Olorunfemi, as permanent secretary of the Federal Capital Territory, assembled technocrats to develop the blueprint for the effective administration of FCT as a megacity, and is also credited as one of the brains behind the development of the solid mineral sector in the country. The disease served as ambassador to Namibia from 2012 to 2015. Now, it's being a very, very, very wet day in some parts of Abuja, but let's check what the weather front will be for Tuesday. It's obvious it's going to be a rainy day in some parts of the country, so just make sure you're ready when you leave home tomorrow. All right, that's Network News tonight. We thank you for watching. You can catch up with more news on all our other platforms. I'm Rhoda Anonam. From me and the crew, we thank you for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your holiday.